So you just caught me munching on a Christmas chocolate, which is actually a twirl. Is a twirl festive? Let me know. I think it is. Sorry, bit rude, isn't it? My lunch, my healthy lunch, twirl. And yes, it is snowing in the studio. I'm impressed with the big budget because it's my final watercolour demo of the year. But you know what? We're going to break the bank. We're going to get some falling snow. We're going to have a twirl. And we're going to get the Christmas decks out. Oh. You've got a red light up here, look. Oh. Bit of red. Can't beat it. It's better than a bit of blue. What's your favourite? What's your favourite Christmas chocolate? Let me know. Anyway, apologies for that. I've just literally come off a Facebook Live and we are here to do a little bit of watercolour tuition. Yes, we're going to do a watercolour demo. I've got my watercolour paper here. I will turn the snow off in a minute, I promise. And I'm going to do something very Christmassy. I just want to say a big thank you to Tracy McGowan, who's just become a channel member. Thank you for supporting it. You can join this YouTube channel. All the descriptions are around for that. And there's quite a few members here. So Rennie Bryson is a member. You pay a couple of pounds, a couple of dollars each month, and it just keeps the lights on, that kind of thing. And there's a lot of stuff to enjoy. And there's the occasional exclusive bit of chocolate Brazils, says Carol A. She likes a bit of chocolate Brazils. There's the occasional exclusive video that pops up as well. Sharon Shaw, you're a member of the channel. Pamela Jeffrey, you're a member of the channel. You get a little tag next to your name. Sharon Shaw, Rosemary Baldock, Sheila Terrell, you're all members of the channel. So let's just have a Christmas hangout, shall we? Now, we're going to do a bit of a demo. We're going to get started.
It's about bloody time, Palmer. Been sat here since 1 o'clock waiting for this.
Let's turn the snow off, shall we? We can do that. We can play magic. There you go. Turn the snow off. Now what we've got here, folks, is a sheet of watercolour paper.
Really?
Yes, a sheet of watercolour paper. Beautiful, that beautiful. We're going to put this on, which is a roll of masking tape, and we're going to draw around it to give you a clue what we're going to do. It's about watching paint dry, this. It will. Ruth's lactose intolerant. Yeah, you're best off avoiding chocolate then, Ruth, aren't you? I'm going to draw around this masking tape. Look at this, living life to the full, eh? Living life to the full. Drawing around some masking tape. Look at that. All them years of hard work have finally paid off, Mr. Palmer.
What are you waffling on about?
Draw that all the way around like that. There you go. That's a circle. Right, have a great Christmas, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Back to this. Let's get a bit close into this, shall we? We'll turn that off the screen, that logo. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a bauble, but inside we're going to do a scene. A scene in a bauble. A scene in a bauble. A bauble in a scene, whatever you want to call it. So at the top of this, we want a little bit of detail, which is going to sort of go. It's going to be a scene in a bauble. And sort of come across the top here. And there's always that little bit in them baubles, that little bit that sort of, you know, that little metal cap thing. Are they called baubles in every part of the world? Is there another name for a bauble? Is there another name for a bauble? I've got some new Christmas cracker jokes for you today as well. You'll be pleased to know. And we'll start off by saying this one. Can we say this one? Probably. This one, this reminds me of being at school. What's pink, wrinkly, and hangs out your underpants? So what's pink, wrinkly, and hangs out your underpants? Your grandma. Put some on the washing line, you see. What do you do with a spaceman? Parking it, man. Have you got a Christmas cracker joke you want to send? Pop it in the chat if you have. Pop it in the chat while I get some paint on paper. What's pink and hard? Miss Piggy with a flick knife. I messed that up, then I'll start again. What's pink and hard? Miss Piggy with a flick knife. Anyway, we'll stop. Listen, let's it's getting a bit filthy in here. Let's put some paint to paper, folks. We've got the big brush, size 20 brush. We'll go through materials as we do it, kind of thing. And my first job is to simply wet the entire sheet of paper. Literally, I want to wet the entire page, all right? Because I want to get a bit of a background into this, okay? So we're going to put the water on. Rose has got a good one. I asked my husband for something with diamonds and he bought me a pack of cards. I like it. We'll give that one a solid 6 out of 10, Rose. There you go. Why did the snowman go to the greengrocer's to pick his nose? That's all right, isn't it? I think that's quite a good one. Quite like that one. So that's got a good coverage of water, big brush. And then what I want to do is I'm just going to use a size 10 brush, folks. I'm going to paint in some background, some nice vibrant colours, not being afraid of the colours here. So anything goes really with this. I fancy a bit of orange, so we've got some natural orange. We'll get some of that on. Beautiful. And then we're just going to literally put the brush flat to the paper and give it a twist. I'm not concerned if it goes over the top. If anything, I want it to. So the brush is literally flat to the paper. You can see it here, and it just sort of twists in. Let your paint become part of the background. The paper I'm using is the paper that we have on Watercolour TV. All the products are available on Watercolour TV, folks. You can get hold of them. So a nice twist. What's the difference between a snowman and a snowwoman? Snowballs. It is filth, basically, today. It's like carry on camping in here today. It's as good as the jokes get, unfortunately, Pete. Let's get the natural violet on the job. Les, welcome. Les Gaston Johnston. Thank you, Les. You've just become a channel member. You're keeping this red light on by doing that, so thank you so much. It puts a beautiful glow to the back of the studio, and I can change the colour. That's the future. Thank you, Les, so much for being a supporter of the channel. It really does mean a lot. We've got some violet here. We're going to twist that in and a little bit of a tap on the tissue. Just let the paint spread and become part of the background. Don't be afraid about letting these paints mix on the page, you know? Just let it be its thing. Hello to Jeff from South Australia. They're in better weather than we are, I imagine. It's a bit windy today. It's about 7 degrees. I guess it's considerably warmer in South Australia. You're enjoying a lovely summer, aren't you, over there? Is that right? I'm right in saying that, aren't I? So a lovely background, beautiful background. I'm not afraid to put that in there. And I'm just going to creep in a little bit of... I want to pick up a size 6 brush here. And I'm just going to take a little bit of water. And I want to splatter on the top of this to get like a bit of a cauliflower effect. So I'm just splattering water. Can you see it looks a bit like snow? I'm just literally just sort of doing that. And it makes cauliflowers on the background. Do you know what I mean? It's quite effective. It looks like snow, don't it? It's just like a falling snow. Listen, I need to dry this off. I need to dry it off. So this is like watching paint dry. I've got this thing here. I'm here, by the way. I've got this, which is it's not what you think it is. It's a hairdryer. I've got a good joke about what you think it might be. You know, those things that you switch on and make a buzzing sound. Like, you know, starts with a V, capital V. But I'm not going to tell you the joke because it's for over 18s only. So what I want to do is I want to tell you it because this makes a noise, and this microphone up here doesn't like that noise, so it cuts it out and it classes it as background noise. So the whole thing goes quiet, which means I want to lip read the joke about what you think this might be. While I give it a try, I'll hold it there because it looks a bit suspicious doing that. So I'm going to do that. I've got to think of a joke now. It's like watching paint dry. Let's look, it's here, it's drying. off my teeth. That's my favourite joke ever. I love that joke. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant joke. If you lip read, you've got it. Pressing it flat. What's white and minty, a polar bear? That's a good one. We'll give that one 7.5. Rose, you're getting better. You're getting better with these. Let's get back to this. It's nice and dry now, folks. Now I want to work within this area. We're going to make a lovely scene within this area. It can be anything we want it to be. We'll start off with a little bit of masking tape, which is going to go up, come down, and go up. Go up, come down. And we'll take another bit, pick it up, and we'll take it down. So we put masking tape on. Now within that area, we're going to be painting in a bit of a sky, okay? Now I'm sticking within the shape. Why did Santa go to the hospital? Because of his poor health. Billy's Craft Room, Matthew Palmer. Heat tools not available on Ann Summers' website. Thought I'd better not use. No. We'll stop there, shall we, Billy? What we're going to do is we're going to wet the page. This will look round at the end. We're going to paint in the background to this little wintry scene within a bauble. It's a scene within a scene, this. Now, if you like my kind of painting, folks, we have got a virtual workshop coming up this weekend. It's the virtual hangout. It's the last one of the year. It's a live virtual watercolour workshop taking place Friday the 20th, and it's paint a glowing Christmas tree in a picturesque village. These are step-by-step workshops, very, very broken down, very step-by-step. It's the Christmas special. It's the final one of the year. Get yourself booked in. I've popped the link in the description should anybody be interested in taking part in that one. We've only got a handful of spaces left. Okay, let's paint in this sky inside here. Now I want to go quite sort of strong with this. And colours wise, I can use anything I want here. So we're going to take a bit of that oranging, and I think that'd be quite nice. In fact, no, I'll tell you what, we'll take red. We'll use a bit of red. I think it'll be a contrasting colour if we use some red. And we'll put the red, we'll just sort of twist the red in around here. I want this to fade into the surrounding area. We'll get there. And then we're going to use some natural violet for the sky. And we'll work it in. So we're going to paint a bit of a scene within this bauble. Again, because I've put the water in the area of the bauble, it won't creep anywhere else. So I'm just being a bit cautious not to go outside of the actual bauble itself. So it's going to be a snowy scene inside a bauble, then we'll make the bauble look like it's reflecting and all that stuff. So do stick with us. I know it's a bit like watching paint dry, but it'll grow on you. There you go. Beautiful. So that's a bit of a background, a bit of a sky, okay? Take it right up to that edge. I'm going to go a little bit darker. I'm going to take a bit of grey paint and just put some little clouds at the back there. I want to get some snow in here, you see. Some falling snow. So little twists of paint, and I can darken the edge of the bauble. So this is natural grey I'm using here, by the way. So I can darken the edge of the bauble at the same time, and then gradually evolve that into the clouds, into the sky. Now because that is nice and moist, is it me or is it moist? And the rest of it's dry. In a minute or two, so you can see I'm putting the shadow in there as well. You can see I've sort of moulded it. Looks like a planet at the minute, isn't it? But it'll improve with age. Like a good wine. We're going to take the brush again with water on, nothing else, just water. Again on the tissue, just like we did before, just wipe it over the tissue. So you've got a little bit of water on the brush. And then, again, I'm just going to base this splatter. And that should lift a bit of colour off and just give us a bit of a random... You can use a spray for this. You can spray up in the air and let it sink down, but you can see what it's doing. That needs a little bit of time to dry. So again, I've got my heat gun here. And also take the tape off with the heat gun as well. So that's nice and dry. If this was obviously a lesson that was, you know, wasn't live, then I'd edit that bit out, but we can't, obviously, because we can't, basically. Okay, now in here we can paint a bit of a wintry landscape, but before we do that, I want to completely make this thing look round, and for that I want to use natural grey. It's a beautiful colour, very important colour to have. So we're going to take the grey, size 10 brush. I'm actually using one of my own brushes. It's a Matthew Palmer Super Point brush is what I'm using here. And the plan of action is to go all the way around this thing. Pretty much. And then blend that in. And then we can do whatever we like on the inside. Put some snow scenes on, some buildings maybe, Christmas trees, whatever we decide. Because it's very much a spontaneous thing, this. And that's part of the fun for me about doing live tuition like this, is just being spontaneous with it. There's no script involved as such. I don't practice them before. I just literally go straight in.
Yeah, we can tell.
Clean your brush, couple of taps on tissue, and then literally just water. Now, if you are new to the channel, do make sure you subscribe, folks. We've currently got about 140,000 subscribers, so thank you for being a subscriber. About 60% of the people that watch the channel aren't subscribers, so that's a lot of you, so do make sure you subscribe, and do make sure you hit that like button as well. We've got 100 people watching live pretty much, but we've only got 16 likes, and those are the sort of things that make YouTube recommend your video. So do, if you've not already, make sure you hit that subscribe and the like button, folks. That really does make a difference. And I'm very grateful to everyone that subscribes to the channel. Just getting plenty of water inside here, look. It all nicely blends in. So we've got the shape, we've got the curve, we've got the round shape of this thing now. Again, very quick dry, very quick blast with the dryer, folks. Talk amongst yourselves. I always think it helps to press it flat once it's nearly dry as well. Nice effect there. So you can see how this thing's starting to take a bit of shape, but within here we want to make a landscape now, and we're going to be using lots of bits of tape, lots of blending, lots of different effects. We're going to put a piece of tape across there now, about, let's say about there, just straight across. In fact, no, actually, forget that. We're going to curve it. I'm going to curve it because I want to get a bit of a curve, so I'm going to slightly curve the tape, get the nails in. So I've tried to create a little bit of a curve to the tape there. Sorry, follows the profile of it, okay? We'll get close into this because what I want to do here is I want to put some shadows within this. Now, all the time sticking within the shape of the bauble itself. There's natural violet. All the colours are my own blend of paints. You can get them all online on watercolour.tv. If you like anything that we've used, just have a look. I'm not here to advertise, but just have a look. I'm going to go up here and we'll pop that across there. Clean the brush really well. Give it a couple of quick runs over tissue. Now these workshops that we do, like the one on Friday, they've been running for nearly 5 years. 5 years in March 2025 they've been running. And they're lovely things. So if you've not had a chance to have a go at one, I bet there's a lot of you here in the live chat that have had a go at them, right? Am I right in saying that? Tell people how nice they are, because they're such a lovely thing to do. They really are great things to do. And people love them. People take part from all corners of the world, because the great thing is about them is that you can do them at any time at your leisure. You don't have to be there live. The one this Friday is a bit special because it's normally the workshops are on a Sunday, but this particular one is falling on a Friday because the Sunday's a little bit too close for Christmas. We've got about 11 or 12 spaces left for that, so do make sure you jump in there. What we're also going to do, folks, is we're going to take some of this colour, which is natural grey. Natural grey. I'm going to put a little bit of natural brown into that to make it a little bit warmer. Not much. And then I've got a size 6 brush, or Matthew Palmer's small super point brush. And we're going to paint in some background trees here. So we're going up. I want to fade these off to the edge so they wrap around the corner in a minute. So I'm doing lots of vertical lines. Lots of vertical lines here. Bring them down. And also bring these across. So it's a bit of a winterish type landscape. Bring that up there. And then at the edge, just using a bit of water at the edge. I just want to make sure that all fades in. I want it to fade out. I want it to become part of the background. I want it to look as though it's within the mist, if you like. Like a little pine forest. And it's just lots and lots of vertical lines, just loads of them. Just keep going, adding more and more and more and more and more as you go through. The background's looking quite nice. If we take a bit of that violet, because that's all nice and dry, we can create a separation here, which I think would be quite nice. We'll bring that up. Bring that at the back of those trees. Already you can see we're creating depth. Clean the brush, a couple of taps on tissues. Just kitchen paper for that, and then just give it a blend. Now you've created a separation, you've created a valley. Beautiful, beautiful little valley there. One step at a time, right? That's what this thing's all about. Love it. Looking forward to getting some highlights in. But while that's having a minute to dry, let's do something with this top. Bit of a golden colour, so you know, a bit of natural orange. I've got some natural yellow here, which is a sandstone colour. So if you're new to painting and you don't know what colours are which, just have a little look online and you'll see what these colours are all about. They're nothing fancy. They're just lovely, high quality colours that replicate nature. I mean, it is literally as simple as that. It really is. I'm going to block this in. I will pop some shadows in this thing as well and some highlights. But it's got a slight sort of golden tinge to that colour there. Keeping it nice and simple. And then we'll just come across the base of it. Put some highlights in as we see fit. Just block that in. So I'll drop a few shadows and things in there. And then of course you've got that little... I mean, this brush is really pointy, you can see that. We can just get the little... loop on. Get a loop on. Get a loop on. Come on, get a loop on, lads. That was nice, don't it? That quite happy with that. I'm going to put some sort of background fields and things in there now. We've got the brush to do the job. we've got the perfect brush to do the job actually, and the perfect colour because we've got natural grey. Yes, we have got natural grey, and that'd be ideal for painting in some background fields and hedgerows and trees and stuff. So if we sort of work along this little horizon here and do some little, let's get close in. I think we can get close into this now because we can start to get a little bit more in the realms of detail, in the realms of fantasy. And can bring it in.
Yeah, but where's your light coming from?
Have you noticed the mug? I think Clive, you bought me this mug.
Where's your light coming from?
No idea. We'll bring it across. Bring that down. So I'm just being a bit cautious. I'm going to bring that over. So nice and crisp here. I'm just using grey because I want it to be like that sort of wintry vibe. We'll fade all that off to the edge. But every now and again you can drop in a little bit of a tall tree. We can also darken some of the... Now these misty trees have had a chance to dry off a little bit. We can darken those a bit as well. Obviously we're going to put some foreground in here as well. So we can darken those a little bit. So you can see I'm adding dark on dark really, but you can see the effect, it's lovely. And then we'll just add a couple more little bits of lines that just sort of sneak off into the background here. Look, very fine brush is what it's all about. Follow the angle. Look how you've got like a distant field with the occasional little tree or whatever you decide. That one there, just want to get a bit of water on it. Notice the wipe on the tissue just to fade that out. Just want to make it all fade off to that edge, you know, so it looks like it's either inside the bauble or it's painted on the outside, however you see this thing working. And while I've got this strong grey at hand, I want to get a bit of detail into this top. So I think I want to darken the top of it a little bit there, just to say it's got a bit of a shadow. I'll soften that in a sec. Get the little bits of something a bit different and something obviously very festive. This thing is going to go through, over the next 20 minutes or so, this thing is going to go through a lot of changes. So do stick with us. 20 minutes. Darken the top. Sweep it over. Clean the old brush. Give it a couple of tappy tap taps. Just a bit of water. Soften that over. We'll soften that in. I'm looking forward to putting some highlights in this picture as well, you know. That's going to be a big thing to do. Brighten the whole thing up for you. Blend those colours. Once one layer's dry, you can work on the other one. Soften those up a little bit. And even, because I like my detail, leave just a little bit of a shadow on the inside of that. So that's pretty much giving us what we want there. A couple of little bits of detail on there. Like so. Beautiful that. Happy days. So that's the little top piece. We can add as much as we want to that, but looking good. Looking good. Again, nice and dark. I'm going to take the tape off in a minute and get that tape whipped off in a sec. So I think we've got enough in the background. We're going to put a lot of snow on this. Now, what we're going to do here, folks, is we're going to remove the masking tape with extreme care. But before we do that, it wants a minute just to dry. So let me tell you, because I need to tell you, let me go a bit higher. Hang on. Hang on, that's not right. That's better. Let's go and have a little chat about what's coming up this Friday, because it's currently the 18th. 2 days from now is the last workshop of the year. Now, these workshops have been running for a long time. We're going to finish the painting off soon, but the 20th of December, it's a special one, folks. If you've been doing the workshops with me for all this time, book in, because not only will you learn how to paint this wonderful village in the snow with the Christmas tree glowing, but also there's going to be it's the final one of the year. There's going to be a wonderful Christmas hangout after, which is optional. You don't have to take part in that. There's even a critique session where you can send in your paintings to have a look at, and it's yours to keep forever. The way they work, what you're seeing on the screen now is all of the previous workshops. They're all available. There's over 200 available, but right at the top of the screen, if I do this, you can see the countdown saying in 1 day and 20 hours is the upcoming workshop. Big button at the top of the screen, click on that, and you can literally book it. Once you've booked it, it stays with you. It stays with you on your account, basically, and it's yours to keep forever. So 20th of December, paint a glowing Christmas tree in a picturesque village, special Christmas workshop with after workshop Christmas celebration. If you want to take part, you can just do the painting. And people often say to me, what do you need materials? Well, very little. All you need is primary colours. You want blue, red and yellow is all you need. Primary colours, nothing else, and a couple of brushes will do you. So like a size 10 and a size 6. That's all you need for the workshop. It really is as simple as that. Let's take this masking tape off. I popped all the links in the description below, so let's take that masking tape away. That should give us quite a nice edge. Look at that. Ooh, very satisfying. Very satisfying indeed. Where do you download the outline for the workshop? So once the workshop is done, so the sketch is done live. So basically I do the sketch with you, Mickey. I do it with you, and then what happens is you can then download it after it's done. So all the previous ones, all 205 previous workshops, again, the link's in the description, all have a downloadable drawing with them. The one that's happening live, the sketch is done with you live, and then you can download it. So if you do it afterwards, you can wait. But do the sketch with me, because it's all part of the fun. It's all part of the fun. It's looking nice, this, isn't it? I'm quite pleased with this. I want to put a few shadows in next. I want to use some natural violet again. Beautiful colour. And yeah, but where's your light coming from? Let's say the light's coming in from this side. Say it's coming in from the right, and we'll get a few cast shadows coming across here like that. Shall we? Yeah, why not? Bugger the expense. Clean the brush, couple of tappy taps, and then just use a bit of water just to give it a bit of a soften. Again, make sure they fade into the. Make sure it fades into the edges. So that's made that foreground look as though it's, you know, it's stood tall, if you like. I want to paint in a tree covered in snow here. That's my next thing to do. Very quick dry. Very quick dry. And then one, probably last time, I'm going to be using a bit of masking tape. And pop that just about there. And we're going to go really quite strong here and paint a big Christmas tree. I'll start with grey, quite heavy. Don't be afraid with darks. It's darks that make things work. Contrast is king in pictures. So we're going to paint in quite a tall tree, and I think we're going to pop it here actually. Probably actually, I think it might work better that side, to be fair. Let's do it over there. We go quite tall. I'm starting with grey, but I will add green, and I will put snow on this as well. But I am starting off very much so with the grey, because I want to ground this thing down, so it needs shadow. So that's my shadow bit. I'm now going to move in and change the colour, and I've got some natural green here, which is one of my colours again. Natural green. It's a lovely ready-made green paint. Dark green, good for pine trees, that kind of thing. Cedar trees, fir trees, whatever you call them. And then we'll bring that in. We'll make that become part of it. Snow's going to make this thing leap, so do stay with us for that. And we're going to do the tree here, using the middle line as a central. You can hopefully see the green. Can you see the green from where you are? Bring that up to the top there. Want to make sure that all the colours are blending together, which I think they are. Nice. So you can see that nice tree. Now if you can see any bits of the branch through, like I can here, I'd recommend just going in and just encouraging the paint underneath to become more active. I'll take the tape away, nice and steady. Look at that, beautiful. So that's kind of sat on the snow. That shine will go once it's dry. It's the studio lights. We've got the violet to put a shadow in. Then we can fill this thing with some snow, can't we? So I'm sort of blending it in with a shadow. Make sure it just all becomes faded in to the foreground. And then just want to make sure that we've got a nice dark edge to this thing. So I want to darken down here. So again, without dark, there's no light. So we're going to darken that edge. Clean brush, couple of taps. Everything's nice and dry underneath anyway, so no issues there. There's a chance it can lift a little bit off, but I wouldn't worry too much. See, that's giving it a bit more shape, a little bit more of a curve to it, which is quite important, obviously, to make it look like a bauble. Whether it's a glass bauble or whatever, it doesn't really matter, does it? Darken here as well. Fade it in, looking nice. Now I want to give this a quick blast, and then we're going to put some snow into it. Perfect. Now let's go for some snow. Let's add some vibrancy and some of those all-important highlights. Now for this, I'm quite a fan of using, I've got a scrap sort of piece of paper here, and I've got some of my own white paint. You could use gouache or acrylic for this, but I've got my own white paint there. I'm going to pop that on. There it is. So it's just Matthew Palmer white, basically. And this is going to change this thing massively. So I want to bring that over here, actually. I'm going to bring it over to the picture because I can quite happily work with it here, and we can make this thing look three-dimensional and put snow on the trees and just whatever we decide. So gouache or acrylic, this is watercolour, so you know you've got that flexibility that watercolour has, which means you can reactivate it if it doesn't work too well or something like that. But really my first job is to go in and put the white on the tree. That's kind of what I'm itching to do, especially where it overlaps those background trees. Now if it's slightly dry brush, I think that's a good thing. So you can see where we're going with this. Let's get closer into this for you so you can see what we're doing here. A little bit closer for you. Just a nice, simple, if you've got, half an hour to spare. I think this is quite a nice one to do. So this white paint is great because we can also add little bits in front of the tree. Notice that I'm brushing it into the picture, almost brushing it into the texture. Little bits just sneaking across the background there as well. And then I want to make it look as though the snow is going up in some of these trees. I want to do a few vertical lines, followed by a few spots and dots, just to say it's got a bit of activity in the background. Bit of something happening back there. And of course, I could also, something that's quite important with this is to put in the actual reflection to make it look like a 3D glass. Okay, like a 3D, like a shiny bauble. So not being afraid to do this, just go straight in and get a couple of lines like that. Okay, this is going to be quite an important thing to do. Don't be concerned.
Bloody terrified. Checking.
Bring it in. And then just clean the brush out. Clean the brush. And then just gently, just give it a bit of a blend. Now, see how that dries, because when you blend white paint away, it does have a habit of reappearing. But look how that's making it look almost like a shiny surface, you know? Following the curve, of course. A little bit there. So all of a sudden you're starting to see the shape of it appear. I also think it might be nice just to put a few little added snowflakes inside. The bauble. See, it's got a bit of a wintry vibe to it, but what a difference it's making. Even right at the top where you've got that lovely metal piece with a bit of white paint. If I turn it upside down so I don't get my hand in it, I think it'd be quite a good idea to put that little bit of white on those edges, just to give it a bit of a shine. Beautiful. Now I just want to make sure, come back with the camera here. Quite a nice little simple demo, isn't it? This one to nice one to try, folks. So if you are new to painting, give it a go. It's quite a straightforward one, I think. I don't think it's too daunting, but it never fails that white just works. It's such a nice thing to do. Again, if you've enjoyed this, do think about booking onto one of my virtual workshops. They run pretty much every Sunday. The one this week, as I'm sat here on the 18th of December 24, is on Friday, just because of how Christmas has fallen kind of thing. But yeah, join me, have a go. You can watch them anytime. There's over 200 previous ones available, and they are such a nice thing to enjoy. So beautiful. Just going to put a little bit more of a shine around this thing, make it look even more polished. Polishing my bauble, that's a Christmas activity I quite enjoy. He's back again. What a difference that white's made. Hopefully you agree. It looks 3D. It's got shape. You could lift that whole thing off the paper, right? And it's all done just with a few colours. And that is what it's all about, folks. That was such a nice thing to do. It's made a lovely little painting. Again, if you've enjoyed it, you know, there's lots of things out there to enjoy. Do subscribe to the channel. That's important. Do hit like. Do leave your comments in the comments box below. Everything we've done, all the links are in the description below. If anything you like, if you like Watercolour TV, if you want to book into this workshop that's taking place on the 20th, just have a look round. Jump on the website, folks. So much to do. Have a look under lessons of Watercolour TV, because Watercolour TV has been around for 16 years, okay, which means it was there before Netflix. It's a streaming service for Watercolour. There is thousands of hours of tuition for members, okay. There's big things coming in 2025 as well for Watercolour TV, so do get your membership now and the price will remain with you before the price increases. If you're looking for that last minute gift for somebody at Christmas, Watercolour TV has a 1-year gift membership which you can buy for somebody and you can have it sent to them directly to their inbox. We also have, on the art shop of Watercolour TV, you can go to gift vouchers. And you can buy gift vouchers to spend on the website, on workshops, anything. You can choose the date you want it delivered, like Christmas Day or whatever. Such a nice thing. But right at the top of the screen, that's the big news. That's the last workshop of 2024, folks. It's going to be painted in that beautiful, 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 beautiful glowing Christmas tree in the little picturesque Peak District village. The last workshop of the year with an optional after workshop hangout. That's been a pleasure to do, folks. Thank you for taking time out of your day. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to sign that one. This is my last painting on the YouTube channel of 2024. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around for 45 minutes, 50 minutes or whatever it was, and have a wonderful Christmas. If I'm not going to see you before, do make sure you enjoy the festivities, and we're going to put the snow on and the Christmas lights. Yes, we have Christmas lights and we have snow in the studio. What a pleasure that was to do, folks. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll see you very, very soon here on the YouTube channel. A big thank you to all members of the channel as well. I'll leave you in the company of this. See you soon.